Y'all ready to blaze away or what?
This might sound mean, and I know he works hard, but I think Nakatsu needs to step down. I don't think his vision for the game as balance director is healthy for Tekken because what am I looking at? So, okay, the conversation's on Nakatsu, right? Everyone knows that Nakatsu's kind of the person in charge, and he's calling a lot of the shots. He's getting approval from Harada, and he's getting direction from Harada, but it's basically his game, right? And when you take that fact into consideration, you then have to think about what has his entire career been. He started Tekken Tag Tournament 2, but he was basically just like an average developer. He wasn't like doing anything like truly revolutionary. He didn't have influence, right? But then going into Tekken 7, he got a promotion and he became more of an influence over Tekken 7. But also at the same time with Tekken 7 expanded a lot because it's a success. They brought in a lot of new ideas for the game. The DLC guest characters for Tekken 7 was the first time where it was made, the characters was being made by the non-core Tekken development staff. There's a website, it would probably take me too long to find it, that shows exactly who made the DLC characters, and it's not the core staff. So that was the first time that Nakatsu had influence and other people were working on the game. But then with Tekken 8, it expanded even more, and now a lot of people work on the game. But then also, Nakatsu's not only has influence, he has control. And we see that it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I would argue Tekken 7 got bad when they added in DLC characters. Like, I don't want anyone to lose their job. I don't want anyone to get fired. But when your job is to lead and you're a bad leader, back in the day, they would throw you overboard. That's just how it is. You're going to take the whole crew down with you. Season 2 was a big letdown. After how controversial Season 1 was, they could not take another year of the game being chaotic. And so, you know, the conversations that I was having back then, Season 1 was badly balanced. And the developers told us that they don't want to balance the game while tournaments is going on. So we had to sit through all of season 1 and just suffer through it. And I was saying, what if, and I was using Paul Phoenix as an example. I was saying, what if Paul Phoenix has crazy damage output? What if he's super OP, super broken? And what if Season 2 is atrocious? Will we have to suffer through a whole entire year again? Now, we have that one update that comes in, one update before the tournament start, May. So that tells us that they have 1 month to fix this before we're stuck with it for a whole year. Unless they decide to break their rule and do balancing during tournaments. But we saw with Season 1 how unwilling they were to do it. It sucks to see, you know, my predictions come true. And I wasn't even predicting, it was hypotheticals more than predictions. I was more so having a hypothetical about what happens if Season 2 goes south. And it seems like we're living in that timeline. There's no way they can allow this game to be this way for a whole year and people suffer through tournaments. There's no way. People barely was willing to sit through Jin Kazama, Yoshi, Dragunov being powerful. But now that every character is literally on their level of power, no one's going to sit through it. And I'm just putting clips on the screen while I'm talking, showing you guys what the players are coming up with, right? And this is like good and bad, right? I'm just clicking on stuff. But the fact that players have discovered this within such a short time span, once all of this become optimized, once all of this become perfected, then we're really going to be in trouble. Because that's the thing with Tekken 8 Season 1, right? People, like what people were doing at the start of the game was kind of crazy. When you got 5 months in, that's when you really start to see the most optimal diabolical things come to light. And there was no surviving it, right? And yeah, this is just the start. Some of this stuff is optimal, but a lot of this stuff is unoptimal, and it will be optimized and expanded upon in the coming months, and it will be even worse. I don't know. I did not want this. And for those of you who were watching the stream beforehand, you know, like I was literally like, I was asking everyone, how hopeful are you? And I was like, bro, like I'm like an 8. I'm like an 8 in terms of hope. There's no way they're going to let us down. I had faith in them to do right by the players. And to see that they didn't do that, and this is what they released on us, it's absurd. It's crazy that this is what they dropped on us. And there was so many people too who were like, they were like, oh, you know, the game will get better, you know. Arcades was always rough. You know, the game gets really good after a year or two out. And even all of those players are kind of like done. All of those players who were trying to like cope for the game, even they're like at a loss. And I mean, the game just pushed it so far to where it's not even the same thing. I really think we might have to do an Ono on Nakatsu. For those of you who don't know what happened with Ono, Ono's legendary. He will forever be legendary. He is like, the person who made Street Fighter what it is, right? But, he's also the one who ruined it. He was ruining Street Fighter 5. The player base was so upset. Everything was so bad. And they gave Ono some time to fix it, but he was only making it worse. And then there was rumors and leaks that he was doing the same thing to Street Fighter 6. So they fired him. First, they were trying to demote him. They were like, okay, we're not going to fire you, but we're going to demote you. You can't lead anymore. He said, no, I don't want to be demoted. So they fired him. And yes, it was sad. It was so sad. One of the greatest fighting game developers who built Street Fighter gone. But as we see, it was necessary because Street Fighter 6 is cooking. I mean, Nakatsu's doing great work. He helped make one of the most successful Tekkens of all time. He definitely pulled Tekken out of a dark spot, because what you have to keep in mind as well, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 almost ruined the franchise. That's on Michael Murray and Harada. Nakatsu stepped up in the leadership role and he put Tekken back on the map. And that's why he has so much control over Tekken 8, is because what he was able to achieve with Tekken 7. But here's the thing, right? Tekken 7, he didn't have full control. Tekken 8, he has full control. And we now know what his full control vision looked like. And maybe the best thing is for him to have partial control with Michael Murray and Harada. So you can have partial new ideas and excitement, but then also you have that grounded gameplay that we come to expect with Tekken, right? But we just don't know if that's what they will deliver upon, This update is pretty crazy, and it falls directly on Nakatsu and Harada and Michael Murray, but also Nakatsu, because it's literally, and I'm not even trying to play the blame game. He's literally in charge. It's a sad sight. He's doing significant damage to the franchise. All of these are absurd. All of these. I'm just randomly clicking on my timeline, and it is madness everywhere you look. I don't know, bro. It may be time to blame Nakatsu and the Soul Calibur devs. The only reason I continue to have faith is because of Harada. Harada has shown time and time again that he actually cares about his audience. He cares about the franchise. And I have faith that he will make it right. But over time, that's being diminished. I got a question for the whole chat. What's the most fireable offense? Nakatsu's handling of Season 2 or Nico Harris trading away Luca? Tekken 8 sold too many copies the fastest, and even 1 million copies the fastest. But then they went on to have a rockier one. And as the game continued, with Season 2 being so bad, because this is currently where we're at, right? But now with Season 2 being so bad and these other games being so well, you would have to imagine they're only going to continue to go up. And Tekken 8 is going to flatline. There's no way Tekken 8 catches up to Tekken 7. Remember how I was saying that Nakatsu helped make Tekken 7 a success, and he was rewarded with a promotion, because that's how jobs work, right? You make the company this much money, Tekken 7, you're in charge, Tekken 8. And now that his true vision is faltering, yikes. I really think it's interesting how everyone is starting to understand that Nakatsu, the one who's doing all of this. This person says, why are you pooping on my plate? And then it's a picture of Michael Murray and it says, how do you know it's poop if it isn't even out yet? And then Michael Murray delivers and it's Tekken 8. It's Season 2. It's exactly what we thought it was in the Tekken Talk. In the Tekken Talk, we saw nothing but overpowered nonsense. And they told us, how do you know it's overpowered and you haven't played it yet? And then on release, it's overpowered. It's nonsense. They said this is Nakatsu checking his notifications. Oh, nah, they're cooking. They're flaming him. I'm TK Fury uninstalled. This is a pro player. Who here uninstalled Tekken 8? Is there anyone who uninstalled? Me personally, bro, I can't uninstall. I'm having too much fun. What? You know how much fun I'm having? You know how much fun I'm having?